Welcome back. Now, while some committees met with the ministries and agencies in the National Assembly, other committees went on oversight visits to see things for themselves. Here's a report of some of those visits. The House of Representatives Committee on Financial Crimes says it will work towards providing enough funds for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to enable the Commission carry out its fight against corruption. The chairman of the committee made this clear after the lawmakers visited the Commission's permanent site in Abuja. The chairman said the National Assembly is ready to support the agency in any way they can.
We are going to discuss in our own committee is the issue of funding for the EFCC. We know that in the past few years, the Commission has been bedeviled with a lot of positive funds which had affected the operations and the effectiveness of the agency. But this time around, thank God we have a president that has the political will, that every body language that we get from him indicates the fact that he wants to fight corruption and is indeed fighting corruption. So for us in the National Assembly, what we want to do is to see how we also can use legislation to back him up. Because for whatever thing he wants to do, he needs budget, he needs appropriation, he needs to commit funds. And why we are fully behind this project is that having looked at the whole thing, it's like we have it's 70 to 80% complete. And we have just about 70% to go. It started about 2012. And right now, if we are not paying lip service, if we actually want to show and demonstrate that we want to assist the Commission, the EFCC, then it should be one of the priority programs and the projects of this administration to ensure that we complete this project this year.
On the ongoing process to amend the EFCC Act by the House, the chairman said there is no plan to curtail the powers of the anti-graft agency by the House of Representatives. Meanwhile, the Senate Committee on Federal Capital Territory has ordered contractors constructing buildings on green areas in the capital city to stop work until the approval documents are reviewed. The committee gave the directive when it visited some ongoing building projects in Maitama district in Abuja. The chairman of the committee, Senator Dino Melaye, said the beauty of the city center has been tampered with by officials from supervisory agencies.
No Senate or House of Reps have gone round like this to physically, with all the relevant directors of the ministries, go round.
So are you going?
And I want to tell you that this is an era of change. This committee is determined to bring Abuja back to its past glory. This committee is ready to make Abuja the city of envy globally. And I want to tell you that the battle the battle to actualize this is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. We are not here to joke.
While the budget was being scrutinized by different committees, other activities were taking place in the National Assembly. Here's a report of some of those activities.
It was a busy week at the National Assembly as federal lawmakers in the Senate and the House of Representatives received government agencies who came to defend their budgets. But budget defense was not the only activity at the National Assembly during the week. The Senate leadership met with service chiefs to review the fight against Boko Haram in the northeastern part of the country. The meeting was, however, held behind closed doors. The meeting between the Senate leadership and the service chiefs may not be unconnected with the recent terrorist attack in Dalari, Borno State, where over 100 people were killed and many injured.
Unlike before, the Senate is not abreast and updated on what the efforts they are making. Now we have a very full detailed, more honest and open and transparent discussion and briefing on the activities, which we are better off. But as you know, it is not now divulging the situation. Is this a security meeting that we held? So it will be wrong for me to disclose the details of the security briefing. But we met with the service chiefs, and the absence of one member also has nothing or anything to do with it. Yeah, we are satisfied because we have never had this type of briefing before. We are satisfied, we are part of it now, we know what is the problem, we know what are the solutions and the challenges. I think we are okay.
Meanwhile, Senate President Bukola Saraki has warned that the 2016 budget would only be successful if emphasis would be on the non-oil and independent revenue-generating sources. Senator Saraki, while answering questions from the Senate correspondents after commissioning the newly upgraded Senate Press Center at the National Assembly, said the 8th Senate will focus attention on the revenue-generating areas and ensure that all leakages are blocked. The Senate President stated that though the 2016 budget proposal is ambitious, it can be achieved if all that is necessary to make it work is put in place.
Some of the things that we begin to look at and which we are going to advise executives are while we are working on the budget now, they too should start working on how to make a plan for implementation. Because what tends to happen is that even after we have passed the budget, the administration, bureaucracy, etc., sometimes makes the budget. And two areas. One is looking at the procurement process. It's likely, very likely, that it's likely that we would come out with an amendment bill as regards to certain area of the procurement law. That is something that's likely to come up very soon. Some people are looking at that now to see again how we can assist the executive to see that the budget is implemented. And second area is the issue of funding the deficit. I'm happy that the Minister of Finance was speaking about that, because that's another area that even though we do all our part in regards to passing the budget, funding the deficit is key to ensure that the ability to raise those funds are there.